and Gromit was riding Toothless, and he's flying through the air, but the next moment he unbuckled his seatbelt. Gertrude almost hit a rock wall, but Toothless was there to protect him. Toothless got angry. Peg pretended to fight him, but Toothless just stood up, and then he waited for Peg to apologize. Then he brought him back. All these years they'd been exploring the world. Liddell found Garrett. She told him to go back and take over the family business. It wasn't long before Gus realized something was wrong. Smoke rose from the mountains. He found the forest burned to the ground. He found huge blocks of ice and strange footprints, and that's when it happened. The net caught Liddell's dragon, and Gromit flew down to stop it, but he was taken for an enemy. They were hunting dragons to build an army for Drager, or they would be punished. There was nothing to be done. Gus and Toothless had to do it. They rescued the dragon. When Gus went back to his father, he told him what happened. When he heard the name Drager, he told his people to close the gates to the island and prepare for war. It turns out that just a few years ago, a man in the skin of a dragon appeared out of nowhere. He claimed to control the dragons, and he wanted everyone to submit to him. When they refused, the roof burst into flames. Then dragons in armor appeared and set everything on fire, and that man was Drager. Dredd had to try it anyway, and against all odds, and he rode off on Toothless. He was in the air, letting off steam, and that's when a mysterious masked figure suddenly approached. She commanded the dragons to capture Gromit. Toothless fell into the water and was swept away. The mysterious man took Peg and Toothless to the ice nest. After confirming their relationship, the mystic recognized him, too. She took off her mask. It was Peg's mother. She took Peg inside. All kinds of dragons were flying here, and he met the Dragon King. The king built a nest as a haven for the dragons, to keep them safe from attack. Do you know how dragons eat? Then Mom taught Toothless how to open the ridge. On the other side, Liddell and her friends captured the dragon trapper. They asked him to lead them to Dredger. Just as they arrived, they were ambushed, and the location of Bork Island was revealed. Drake immediately ordered the capture of Bork Island, and Dad found the nest. He met his wife, who had been missing for 20 years, and just as soon as the Kruger family was reunited, Drake came at them. They were attacked in a variety of ways. The clan was trapped one after another, but Liddell and her companions escaped just in time, destroyed the dragon trap, and freed the captured dragons, and the Kruger family joined the fight. Mom showed up with the king, and she spat out an ice cube, and Peg is on the prowl to save the dragons. They're losing it. Drake waved his weapon and yelled, and the other Dragon King came out and challenged the old king. The old king is losing the battle. He was thrown to the ground, his fangs sank into his body, and control of the herd was taken away. And that's when Kruger came to Drager and tried to talk him out of it, but he brainwashed Toothless, and even though Toothless fought back, Toothless fought him off, and then he pointed at Doug. No matter how much he called out to him, it didn't work. He unleashed his spit on Gromit. Dad defended him from the attack, but he died. Toothless regained consciousness for a moment and bowed his head to his father's hand, but he was shooed away by Gromit. He knew it wasn't Toothless' fault. The king took control of the herd and left, and Toothless was taken away by Drager. And in the end, he didn't get to be the leader his father wanted him to be, but his mother was there to encourage him. He had the heart of a clan leader and the soul of a dragon. He was the only one who could keep the dragons and the clan together. He had to take on the role of clan leader. So they rode back to Berk on their young at once. The king destroyed Berk and took control of all the dragons, and that's when Gar arrived on his young. The rest of the group took care of attracting the king's attention, and Peg tried to wake up Toothless. Toothless resisted. When Gromit's hand touched Toothless' head, he finally regained his senses, and he became the lovely Toothless. He threw Drager down and fought alongside Gromit. In order not to be controlled again, he blindfolded Toothless, and then he rushed the Dragon King and prepared to use a new trick. As Toothless dodged the attack, Drake realized that Gar was gone. By the time he reacted, Greg used his poisonous mist to separate him from the Dragon King. He was about to hit the Dragon King. Toothless opened his spine. He caught Gar in a sprint. He dodged the attack with him. Back on the ground, he came in front of Drager, but he didn't realize that the Dragon King was behind Dredd. He spat and froze him and Toothless. Just when Drager was pleased with himself, the ice suddenly glowed from within, and then the ice shattered. Toothless, who was glowing with blue light, For the sake of dread, he decided to challenge the Dragon King. He kept attacking the Dragon King. The herd's control is weakening. All the dragons flew at Toothless when they had the chance. This made Dread angry. When all the dragons were on Toothless' side, Drager and the Dragon King wouldn't give up, so Toothless gave the order. The dragon's breath kept coming at the king. Toothless finally broke his fangs. The Dragon King finally fled back to the sea. Gromit and Toothless defended the island of Bork. Toothless became king of the pack, and Peg took over as leader of the pack. Poke's Island was restored to its former glory.